So with the recent adjustment to the fighter emblem, changing the 12% spell vamp into a 10% hybrid lifesteal, I think Thamuz is one of the heroes that will benefit from it the most. I mean, Thamuz constantly uses both skills and basic attacks. His first skill may deal minimal damage, but spell vamp is still important there. And then his passive, the explosion that triggers after using his enhanced basic attacks, can happen depending on his lava rage. The energy bar under his HP bar, you already know that. What I want to point out is that the explosion counts as a skill, not a basic attack. That's why he still benefits from spell vamp. Even though it only occurs after using basic attacks, it's still considered a skill. Some of you might be wondering why Thamuz still needs spell vamp if we often see him rely on basic attacks, right? But yeah, he has that passive skill. In addition to that, his ultimate also benefits from spell vamp. You see that aura when he uses his ultimate. Enemies take damage from that aura alone, and you can gain HP through spell vamp from it as well. And yes, his passive deals true damage. As far as I know, Wind of Nature doesn't counter true damage. I'm sure about Leslie because I've seen it many times, but I'm not completely sure if it works the same way for Thamus. But since both of them deal true damage, then that might be the case. I think some of you are already wondering why you still died to him even though you used your Wind of Nature. And since his passive deals true damage, and true damage naturally hits harder because it ignores the target's defense, it also means you get more healing from spell vamp. That's why building spell vamp on him is important, but lifesteal is also valuable for him. Even though he already has natural lifesteal when he uses his ultimate, it's still better if he has lifesteal from the emblem. I mean, he really benefits from hybrid lifesteal. With the emblem alone, it's like he already has one core item. Even though Suyu looked kinda dumb here, he still ended up getting the kill. Thamuz is incredibly hard to kill now, but his damage still hurts a lot. Plus the slow is insane. If you don't have a dash, blink, or any movement skill, you're not escaping. And you're not even safe even if you're tanky, because he deals true damage. You know, this is what I don't like after the update. So many players start using the heroes that got buffed without even studying how to use them, and they don't bother to check whether the buff was big or small. Just like this Suyu, his skill cooldowns were reduced by only half a second, yet suddenly a lot of people are using him and saying he's coming back to the meta. But we all know that the buff is really small compared to the nerf he got before. The biggest nerf to him was losing his damage reduction against magic damage, and that's still the same until now. That's why he's not really safe to pick all the time. He's situational now, and you should know that even if you don't use him. Because once you're up against a Suyu, you should know that magic damage is his biggest weakness. But for me, that small buff isn't enough to bring him back to the meta. I really study and play a lot of games first before making content, just to make sure I minimize any mistakes in what I say. If I play a hero I'm not familiar with, like this Thamuz, and I notice he's effective even for a not-so-skilled player like me, then for sure this hero is strong, especially when used by someone who's actually good. That tankiness is so satisfying. 1v5 for a few seconds because my teammates were so late, and the enemies dumped all their skills on me, but I still almost survived. And yeah, that's when the enemies got wiped out thanks to Suyu. If he didn't show up, we probably would have lost. Vexana still managed to trash talk here. She probably thought she could still defend their base. So yeah, we still won this game, and the MVP is none other than Suyu. Here's your reward. Next game, I played as the jungler. There are really only two good roles for him, jungler and EXP lane. If we're talking about carry potential, jungler definitely has the highest potential to carry a solo ranked game. But if we're talking about the best lane for him, I think that would be the EXP lane. It suits him because he can clear minion waves quickly and can help his teammates fast. He also rotates quickly thanks to the movement speed bonus when he's not holding his scythe. Plus, he can handle all the meta EXP laners if you know how the enemy skills work. That knowledge helps a lot. I lagged right here, even though my ping was green. I have no idea what happened, but stuff like this really happens sometimes. Luckily, I didn't end up under the turret, so I survived this part. I'm the jungler, and the enemy jungler is Suyu. I'm telling you, so many people are using that hero now, even though they don't know how to play him. To be honest, I don't really know how to use him either, and I've never used him in ranked games, but I know how his skills work. Every hero's skills, even the passive, should be known to you so you don't struggle in ranked. You should know all their effects and cooldowns. For example, if you don't know how Yuzhong's passive works, he'll dominate you because you won't play carefully, and he can easily stack his passive on you, eventually killing you very quickly. Or Karina's skill 1, which can make her immune to basic attacks. That's a huge thing to know. Hanzo's ultimate too. Honestly, I used to struggle in epic rank because I didn't know the enemy skills well, just like when Hanzo was new. I didn't understand why he wasn't dying. I thought I already killed him, but it was just his ultimate. You also need to know which heroes are meta and which heroes counter others. You should know how to counter heroes, and it's really important to know their counters, especially the hard counters. For example, Glue's counter is Faramis. If you know how to use him and the enemy picks Glue, why not pick Faramis? Even if Glue has already finished some items and his damage isn't as high, he's still countered and it can make him hesitant in his moves. At least he's not free to play, unlike when he has no counter. And most importantly, if the enemy has Esmeralda, don't pick Hanabi, alright? Or should I just say, never pick Hanabi again? A lot of people have been requesting Suyu gameplay, but I need to learn how to play that hero first, so it might take a year. And for those requesting Hilda gameplay, as much as I want to, I can't, because she always gets banned in my games and I hate it. Before I even enter the game, I'm already thinking about which hero I'll pick and planning what I'll do if I get her. And then she just gets banned. Everything gets ruined. Alice was so hard to kill in this game because of Angela, and we didn't have any HP-based damage since our Granger is a marksman. I mean, our marksman was Granger. That's why she was so hard to take down. The more we tried to focus her, the tankier she got. Ideally, we could have bursted her if Granger had snowballed and stacked Sky Piercer. But that didn't happen. While I was taking the buff, my teammates threw the game. Kagura got killed, and Yuzhong went solo top lane and ended up dying. And just at that moment, the Lord appeared. We'd have a hard time contesting it because we were too few. That's why, while the enemies were taking the Lord, I just went for their marksman so he wouldn't be around when the Lord respawned. It's also risky to gamble on contesting the Lord at that point because we were short-handed, and winning a retribution battle wasn't guaranteed. And then Yuzhong had the audacity to signal us to go for the Lord. Angela was always using her ultimate on Alice, and Alice was feeling godlike, like a superhero, because she just wouldn't die. She thought she was doing so well, diving in without getting killed. But she didn't realize that her other teammates were being left behind and were super easy targets. Angela was always on her, so no one was protecting their marksman. Plus, Angela often ended up in danger herself when her ultimate ran out. She became an easy target for me, especially since she was only using Revitalize. If the enemies stick together, we're at a real disadvantage. Just like here, my teammates died because our tank's ultimate was just too good. I actually could have survived here, but I intentionally took Selena's arrow to save Kagura. I can't let anyone die on me. Just kidding. I think I've been watching too much anime. In this game, I honestly didn't realize the map was flying clouds. I didn't even ride it, and I hadn't seen it before. But later in the game, when we were close to losing, that's when I finally noticed it. I really wanted to build Demon Hunter Sword to counter Alice. I even sold my jungling boots after using Retribution to buy it. And that's one problem when you're a jungler late game. You can't just sell your boots to switch items. I was thinking about what to replace with Demon Hunter Sword, but then I decided to just let Alice do her thing and focus on her other teammates instead. Brute Force Breastplate is useful, and I knew it would help me later, especially when I get the Lord. Oracle is great too because it enhances lifesteal and spell vamp, and we also have a healer, making it really worth it. Corrosion Scythe is out of the question because that's her core item, and Queen's Wings is also good for sustain. But yeah, eventually I replaced the Brute Force Breastplate too, and Alice went diving in again. And that's the reason why they ended up losing this game.